Hey YouTube fragrance community, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I have my latte in hand and I'm ready to answer some questions. This is of course part 2 of my Q&A. I'm answering your questions. The link is down below if you want to start asking me questions. You know, you're like, what is Mark talking about? I have a questions or a Q&A video that's up on my channel. If you missed it, I'm going to put a link down below on this video. And you can ask a question there. I just go from the first person to ask me those questions right up to the last questions. Once I'm done, I'm done. I'd ask you guys if you can not ask questions below on this video, just because I'm not looking at this video later on. I'm looking at that Q&A video in the comments there and taking a look. So the link is down below if you want to ask me anything. Go ahead. So this is me answering several questions at a time. You know, how many I can tackle in a video is what I'll do. My scent of the day today, before I get into the questions, was a Vaulted Creed. This is Creed's Green Valley. Always a favorite of mine in the spring. Surprise, surprise, it didn't work on my skin today. I really was not feeling it. No, I'm not ready to sell my bottle. I don't sell bottles. Don't worry, next time I wear it, I'm going to fall back in love with it, so no big deal there. But again, sometimes that happens with the best of fragrances. You just got to give it time. Maybe I just wasn't feeling it today. Maybe a week from now, I'm going to be loving it. So it is what it is. I still know it's great juice. I have my latte in hand. Let's go. So questions part 2. First of all, I saw in my answers video, my first one, people were telling me, I'm super disappointed that you didn't answer my question. Well, it's gonna happen, right? It's first come, first serve. So I think I tackled 5 questions. That's what I'm gonna do. The first 5 that hit up that video is the ones that are going to get them answered. So one thing I'd like to try out with this video is something a little different. I got a little more time on my hands this month, and I'm feeling a little different. I want to do some more videos, and this is probably one of these ideas that I have lots to work with. You guys sent me a lot of questions, so I'm going to see how active our fragrance community can be. My last answers video had, I believe, last time I checked, was 60 thumbs up or likes. I'd like to see 75 likes. Again, no pressure. I just want to see how active you guys are. Once I hit 75, once I see that magic number, I'll start working on part 3. I just want to see how active you guys are, and it's nice to see as a reviewer that you guys like the work I do. So let's get into it. Question 1 is from Luis Felipe Thiel Pereira. Luis is asking, what do you think about men wearing a woman's perfume and women wearing masculines? Well, Lewis, basically my personal motto is, you guys know, if you follow me for the years that I've been on YouTube, you see me wearing men's fragrances. My personal motto is there is no real gender in the fragrance game. The deeper you get into this, in this hobby, the more you know. You know, a lot of women's fragrances are heavy into, of course, a lot of florals and sweets, but things like sweet notes like vanilla. There's tons of women's fragrances that are laden with vanilla in them. They're amazing for men also. One thing that's, you know, I'm just looking at Spiritueuse Double Vanille here, marketed from a lot of websites, a women's fragrance. If I would have been, you know, a big snob and said, no, that's a women's fragrance, I'm not checking that out, I would have missed out on the best vanilla-based fragrance, in my personal opinion, in the world. I absolutely love that fragrance. So that's my personal motto. There's no real gender in fragrances, and the deeper you get into this, the more you're looking at notes. Like notes like peach, peach is in a lot of women's fragrances. Peach just doesn't do it for me. I just associate peach and some florals as women's fragrances only. Again, there's no real gender. It all depends on your nose, and I associate certain notes as just women fragrances, and those just don't go for me. I just can't do it. I can't wear them. So for myself, it's obvious. I don't do huge florals. I don't do peach, but heavy fruity fragrances, I'll wear them. I'll love them. Sugar-based, especially the vanilla-based fragrances, the sweet-based fragrances. I know there's a lot of fruity florals in the women's genre. Some of them can be worn by men, but I feel you should open yourself a little more to anything and everything. Personally, there is no men's and women's. Again, it's all through this nose. Some notes, again, I think it's more of a note thing. Peach, I kind of look at as a women's only fragrance. It's just because I might have smelt it a lot on women, and I just associate that scent with women's fragrances. So I kind of stay away from those kind of fragrances. But I think it's fair game. And if I'm closed-minded, like I said, I would be missing out on a lot of great fragrances that I own here. So I think it's all good. If you love it, wear it, and the confidence that you're going to exude off that fragrance, doesn't matter if it's in the women's or men's aisle. So that's it. Hopefully you like that one, Lewis. That's my personal motto on that. Question 2 is Mr. James Beard. How do I choose my scent of the day? Scent of the day, pretty straightforward and simple. You'd think I'd be sitting in this room looking around. Which one am I going to wear today? Basically, guys, I walk in this room. I already know what I'm going to be wearing clothes-wise. I already know where I'm going. I most likely know what the weather is. I already know, obviously, which season I'm in. I know it's going to be daytime or nighttime. Am I going to work? Am I going for play? Am I going, I'm not going on a date. I got a wife. So that'd be a problem. But anyway, I do already. The math is already in here. I already know what I'm doing, and beyond that, it's what am I feeling? I walk in this room. I look around. I probably already have 3-4 ideas in my head. Am I going niche? Am I going designer? Do I want to try something? I haven't smelled something in a while. Sometimes I want to test something more for videos. And I actually kind of feel like wearing that night. Just test it out, try it out. Like Green Valley today, it's spring, it's daytime. I'm going to work, so I want something, not too crazy, not too potent. Springtime, of course, Green Valley is one of my favorites. You guys know this. Very versatile, easy to wear, longevity and projection, not too crazy. Perfect for a day at work. I was actually wearing green today, green tie, green shirt. Green Valley, it's just, the math goes. So I really wanted to try out Green Valley. It didn't work for me. I really didn't like it. Not that I didn't really like it, I just wasn't feeling it. And I'm just gonna kind of stay away from Green Valley for a while. Probably go back to the old faithful green Irish tweed when I want to go back to green, and I'll probably love it. So that's basically how it is. It's already calculated. I walk in. It does not take me that long to pick something. I go quick. So that's basically how I choose my scent of the days, usually, James. So hopefully that answers your question. You also have another one, antique bottle collectors. Do I have any interest or thoughts about this? Again, anybody can collect anything. I don't have any real thoughts about people collecting old bottle. I collect this. People think I'm crazy because I collect so much. That's just the thing as a collector, right? We're kind of a little bit crazy sometimes. But to be honest, antique bottles, it's not really my thing for me. Do I have any interest in it? No. I really am too much in love with what's inside. I'm not here to, again, I love the whole thing, the presentation. I get excited just looking at the box of a new fragrance that I'm getting. I'm looking at it. I'm just basically judging the whole brand as a whole with the presentation, the bottle, the cap, the atomizer, again, to the juice, the introduction, right down to the dry down, what it gives me in certain seasons. So things like that really just get my blood flowing as a fragrance head. I just love everything about fragrances. Would I collect offhand on things like this, antique bottles of fragrances? Most likely not. I have really no interest in going into that side of things. Next question is from Monkey Nuts. Monkey Nuts 13. Sweet name, Monkey Nuts. So Monkey Nuts asks. Monkey Nuts has a lot of questions. So Monkey Nuts asks, so no job specific questions? No. Would I be able to say what industry without giving it away? No. Anyway, I'd like to know what fragrance I wear the most out of everything I have and how often I wear that said fragrance. I would venture to say Le Male, but can't see that getting much summer use, even though that's technically your signature scent. Well, Monkey Nuts Le Male would be actually really good for the summer. Summer nights, usually I like to wear Le Male. It was a huge signature scent of mine. I'm pretty much known in the YouTube fragrance community as the Le Male guy. My fragrance that I use, let's say the kind of fragrance that I wear that much, you know, like you're saying here, technically my signature scent, like an all season, kind of like a dumb reach, something that I just reach for and not think about. To be honest, Creeds. Creeds are just that easy to just reach out. Mainly GIT and Millésime Impérial. Millésime Impérial more than Green Irish Tweed, just because I can wear it. Millésime Impérial is like super versatile, guys. So Monkey Nuts. My dumb reach fragrance would have to be, my answer would have to be Millésime Impérial. I went through almost half a bottle. That's huge for me as far as my collection goes. You guys know I have so many bottles. Going half into a bottle without doing a split is huge. I've had that bottle since, well, you guys probably seen when I bought that bottle, probably 2010. I was on YouTube when I bought it. Love it. I don't have to think. Daytime, office, perfect for that. Going to the beach, summer, spring, winter, fall, dress it up, dress it down. It just is one of those fragrances that I can just wear all the time. Again, I really it's just one of those that's easy to wear. It's not huge in longevity and projection. I put that aside. The fragrance is absolutely bonkers. Green Irish Tweed, same thing. Really just a dumb reach, right? You grab it and you know that whatever you're doing, GIT is going to be fitting. That's what I like about a lot of these Creeds, is just they're easy to wear. Thank you, Monkey Nuts, for your questions. Next one is JMEJ83. He's asking, he or she is asking, what is your favorite leather fragrance? God, what a question. That's a loaded question. Just because I have so many leather-based fragrances. I'm a huge leather lover. Now I'm looking into my cabinets. Looking at my big niche side here. Homme by Xerjoff is gotta be on the top of the list as one of my better leather-based fragrances. Of course, Mona Diorio's Cuir, Leather Oud by Christian Dior. The list goes on and on. Oud Cuir d'Arabie by Montal. I really can't pick one. I could probably easily do a top 20 leather-based fragrance list, like my top 20 leathers. And all of them could be number one. You know, number 20 could be number one on the list. So I just love really challenging leather-based scents. They gotta be either smoky, rough and tumble, or they gotta have additional notes beside them, you know, like castoreum or something like that, just to really amp up that leather note. They have to be challenging. I love my leather-based fragrances. Anything you guys have for suggestions as a leather-based scent that you know that I don't have, put them in the comments below, because I love them. I own quite a bit of them, but you never know, you could surprise me with a few. I'd love to hear your take. What is your favorite vintage frag? I'm really not too certain what you're trying to ask as far as vintage, like something that's like the Autumn Intense, the vintage version. Is that what you're looking at? If I'm looking as far as vintage goes, if I had to get something that was older, probably the original Fahrenheit. That's what's coming to mind for me. That'd be my favorite vintage frag, we'll say. Next question, and probably the last one here on this one. It's running a little long here, this video. I want these to be a little shorter. This one is from V213IX, and the question is, if you could hook up with any fragrance house in the world to make a fragrance, what house would you choose and what notes would be used? That's a good question. If I had my wish, guys, again, working with any fragrance house would be a huge honor for me. That is something that I would love to do in my lifetime. Hopefully, I'll have the chance sometime, even if it's just one frag. What house would I, if I was looking at the designer game, you know what, I'd look at a fragrance house that really just doesn't have a stamp in the designer game yet, and I would go with the biggest house there is in the designer game, and that would be Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton is just a brand that just hasn't put themselves out there in the fragrance game. So really they don't have any, they don't have any flops, or they don't really have any huge history in the men's fragrance game. So they're starting from scratch, but everybody knows the name and everybody's expecting better than all the, the Gucci's, the Dior's, and in that kind of game, Louis Vuitton should be number one. So I would love to be, working with that brand. The ideas that I would have for a box idea, for a bottle design, would be limitless for me. I would love to do that. Not only that, but to produce a fragrance for them. It would have to be the first fragrance from the brand in the men's section, would have to be, because they're known for this, is a leather-based fragrance. And yes, a rough and tumble, a smoky leather. It might not be a top seller, probably will get fired after I put that on the market and it doesn't sell, it flops. But I would make a rough and tumble leather. Notes, again, I wouldn't really go into depth of the notes, but I would go something a little different. I'd probably, leather would be the backbone of the fragrance. I would start with an introduction with a fruit that really isn't used too much to pair with the leather. I'd like to see what blueberry can go with a rough and tumble leather from the start, and then fade off in the dry down, so you wouldn't have any more blueberry. It would just be mostly leather and caramel. Leather and caramel in the backbone. In the dry down, again, of course, you'd have a little bit of woods here and there. Maybe a little bit of spice, things like that. I really didn't think too much for the answers, sorry. But that's my idea. Leather based, gotta be Louis Vuitton, and go all out with their first men's release. That would be fun in the designer game. So that's it, guys. Thank you for your support and all that. I'm looking for those 75 likes. Once I get all those 75 thumbs up, I am going to work on the next answers, of course. So I'll work on 5 or 6 more questions and get you guys another video out as soon as possible. I'll need more of this. But thank you again for all your support, and I salute you. Have a good one.